Okay, so now it's time to write G-code from one of our completed SolidWorks projects. So we're going to go ahead and open up the keychain in SolidWorks. So I'm going to go to Open, and I'm going to go to my thumb drive, SolidWorks keychain, and this is the SLDPRT file. Now the SLDPRT file, what it allows us to do is we can go in here and edit this in SolidWorks without any issues. If we try to open up an STL file in SolidWorks and try to edit, yeah, that's going to be really difficult, because what happens is that this is going to get rendered in a bunch of triangles, and when SolidWorks pulls an STL file in, it sees nothing but a series of triangles. It doesn't see the actual extrusion and extruded cuts that we've done. So first thing we're going to do is we can come in here and we can edit. So I can, let's go ahead and click this, and let's make that 2 millimeters. And that doesn't look very good because now the letters are colliding with the fillets. I'm going to go back in there and make it 1 millimeter. And I did that for a reason. That's to show you if I try and close this file now, changes have been made, and it's going to want to do that. Save all or don't save. And I'm going to cancel out of that because I want to keep this open. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as it is as an SLDPRT file. Now our slicing software called Cura cannot see an SLDPRT file. It can only see an STL file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this into an STL file. So I'm going to go to Save As. Keep the same file name, last name, comma, first, -KC in this particular case because it's a keychain project. I'm going to come down here where it says SolidWorks Parts and click this and go down to STL. You may have to do some scrolling. You may not have to, it just depends on how big the window is. So I'm going to click STL. Same name, same spot on my flash drive or my thumb drive, and click Save. Now you can see it's being rendered in all the different triangles. So these are all in here, a series of triangles. And we're going to say yes. If a second one pops up, you're going to click OK. The answers are always going to be yes and OK. Okay, that is finished. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this window and go down here to the Start menu and go to Ultimaker Cura 5.10.2 and click that. At the same time, I've got a micro SD card. You should have already gotten your 3D print stuff from the 3D print room. You should have a micro SD card. You should have a converter, a parts cup, and a name tag. Of course, your name goes on the name tag, and that goes in the bottom. And this is the Ender G-code micro SD card. They all say Ender G-code. There's going to be a file or two on here, so you're going to go ahead and click on that. Not double click, just single click, and then right click and delete. Everything on here goes. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to minimize that. And I'm going to go ahead and open the STL file that I just created. Go down here to my thumb drive, and that's the file that I want. You can see that SLDPRT doesn't even appear in here, even though there is a file in that folder. Cura can only see STL files. So that is what I'm going to be slicing. Right here, we've got everything we need. We got trihexagon for our material infill portion. Temperatures at 260 degrees Celsius. Our speed for the print speed is 80 millimeters a second, and the travel speed is 120 millimeters a second. No supports are needed, and there should be no build plate. So now I'm going to go ahead and click Slice. And people are like, well, that didn't really change, because we haven't hit the preview button yet. So there's the preview. Click the preview, and that's the actual sliced file right there. And you can actually get in there and see the individual layers that are actually going to be printed. So this is all the pathway of all the different layers for your project. So now we're going to go ahead and save to a removable drive. We want to save it to Enter G code. I'm going to mouse over the button, and you can see it says Save to Removable Drive, SanDisk. I don't want that. So I'm going to come over here to this drop down, click the drop down, and go to Enter G code. Sometimes you have to do that, sometimes you don't. Just mouse over the button just to check that little blurb right there. We'll go ahead and click the Save to Removable Drive, Enter G code. And you can see already it's been saved. So I'm going to go ahead and open up. This is the Enter G code micro SD card. And there is my print file. All I have to do is remove the SD card, remove the converter from the computer. Converter goes back into the supply, on the supply table. And then I place my SD card in the parts cup along with my name tag and place that in the queue. If one of the printers is not running and it's on, or even if it's off, you can turn it on, slide the micro SD card in the front of the machine, select your file, and begin the print. Usually if there is something there and the machine is not running, but there's a file in there, it'll say at the bottom of the little screen something is heating. It could be the extruder or it could be the platform. In that case, you're not going to remove anything, you're just going to place it in the queue. If you have any questions, make sure you ask.